friends. Welcome back to another episode of Two Idiot Girls. Woo! This week, for this week's fun drink, we're doing poppies. We learned, like we mentioned last week, that poppy is different from Olipop. That's why we were so upset with every Olipop we drank.
Yeah. They just weren't cutting it, if we're being honest.
How do I open this? Today we're doing, and by drinking, I mean we're literally going to take a sip because Drew's drinking coffee and I'm hungover. So
there you go.
I don't want to drink anything that isn't water.
That'll do it.
Well, not still hungover. I'm just overcoming a hangover. This is the watermelon wine. Ready?
Yes. I'm ready to watch you drink it.
I don't like that.
No?
Too much. Oh, they were gulps. Stop.
Not bad. Better than the Olipop.
Anything is better than Olipop. Oh, you know what's better than Olipop? Water.
You know, what if gut health was just a fallacy?
It is. I've read about it. It is. That's what the people on TikTok are saying. What if this makes my hangover go away immediately? Then I'll take back everything I said.
Then why not? Let's explore it.
Okay.
It's not terrible.
It's too I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely better than every Olipop we've had.
Yeah.
But it's not awesome. It does have it has the flavor.
That candy, I don't like the flavor.
Well, it just has the flavor of when you drink watermelon Bubblicious and it's old.
What? When you drink it?
Oh, sorry. When you chew Bubblicious, the gum, the watermelon flavor, if you chew it for a long time, and then it's watermelon, but old. It's you know what I mean? Because you know how the flavor expires in 2 seconds?
Yeah. I always liked Bubblicious more than I liked Hubba Bubba.
I agree.
Hubba Bubba
superior.
Has the same consistency as Play-Doh. And I don't want that in my mouth.
Well, Bubblicious is rock solid, like a fucking pebble.
Why were they always so dusty? You pull them out?
I'm convinced that's what made it taste good. Just like the bubble tape.
I didn't like that.
I did.
I know you did, you freak. Our mom would have to watch Drew measure out her pieces because Drew would try and eat the whole thing.
I would literally, if I could, I would have taken out the whole thing and been like a cinnamon roll. You know what I mean?
But our mom would have watched Drew measure it out. You know what I loved? Big League Chew.
Big League Chew was really good.
I love baseball.
It was really good for approximately 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That one lasted the least long. It was never anywhere near Hubba Bubba or Bubblicious or even Bubble Tape.
The best place to get that gum was when we'd be at our grandma's house during the summer and we would go to the ice cream man. And instead of an ice cream, you get that big ass thing of gum because ice cream finishes so fast. I remember every time I'd get gum, Drew would be like, dang, you're so far ahead of all of us. I never think of that.
I never said that. That was never communicated at all. In fact, I was happy because I'm like, yeah, you get that. I'm going to get an ice cream and then I get to have both. Jason has
Maybe
gum.
that's what she meant.
Yep.
Anyways.
I was playing the long game.
They're reenacting chewing tobacco. And then it's gum. Isn't that weird?
I guess, but I also think it's kind of ingenious because it's a replacement if you're trying to stop chewing tobacco. Sure. So you could feel like you're chewing tobacco.
Do you remember the gum I was telling you about the last time we were in New York? And it was in that tin can and it had the zebra on it? No, the zebra one's different. I lied to you.
You didn't have this conversation with me.
Yes, I did. When we were at the dumpling place. Do you remember the dumpling place? I think I told you and then we got up and left and I didn't get to finish what I was saying. Remember
the dumpling place?
Yeah, in Brooklyn after you had your meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't we eat dumplings? Did I imagine that? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
And there were posters on the wall. And I'm thinking of two different things. That's why it's confusing. So the poster that was on the wall was the zebra horse and it was a rainbow and it had rainbow stripes on it. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And it was in those just regular sticks of gum, like a paper one. I'm gonna put a picture right here. But then I was also confusing it with the tin can one that had the Band-Aids on it, and there was a fake Band-Aid can.
Why did you share that with me? Was there a point?
We're talking about gum.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
Jesus Christ!
I was wondering what your point of this. Because
you're talking about gum. That was the point.
I thought you were going to say I've tried that gum and that gum is good. I thought that's what you were
I was asking you if you remembered the zebra gum, and you said no. So I was dude, see how mean she is to me.
Well, no, you explained it to me.
What was the point of that?
I thought
next time you say something to me, I'm gonna say that to you.
She is getting upset with me as if she doesn't do shit like that to me all the fucking time.
I was talking to Jordan. And he was telling me, Josh and Mia's friend.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that he loves watching our episodes because his sister's Sandra, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
He was telling me that she's also a Virgo. You guys have the same birthday.
Yeah.
How I'll be like, okay, so hurry up, like while you're telling your stories. And he said that's how he is with her too. He's always like, okay.
See what I mean?
But I don't say what was the point of that.
I did. That's not how I said it. I just said, why did you tell me that story? Like, was there a link? Like, I thought you
don't want to say point, even though you did say, was there a point?
Run it back. I want you guys to go back and watch it, and you tell me.
I edit these. I'm not running it back. So you scrub through.
I want you guys to go back and tell me what you heard. But at the same time, I thought you were going to say, I've also tried that. That one's also really good. Like, I thought you were going to cap it with something.
No, because I asked you initially.
Listen, this is the, you are blinded by your own frustration with me saying that. But let me give you an example. We're talking about like fruit, like which fruit tastes better.
This isn't a real conversation. This is an example.
This is an example of what just happened.
Okay.
What just befell us, right? So we're literally having a conversation about fruit. You're like, this one's good. I'm like, yeah, this one's good too. And then you go, remember that time we were in New York and I told you about this fruit? And then I'd be like, and then you go,
that's not at all what happened.
That's literally we're talking about gum. She goes, remember when we were in New York and I told you about this gum? And I go,
you're missing my question before that where I asked you, remember the horse gum that I was telling you about?
Yeah, I know. And you, what the fuck? Am I going insane? Did I not just fucking say that? You said, remember the time we were in New York and I told you about this gum? You go, no, I said, remember in New York when I asked you about this gum? I'm like, that's what I fucking just said.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. I said, oh, remember that horse gum on the tin can and you made a face because we're talking about gum. And then I go, wait, I'm mixing them up.
I know. And then I go, okay. And then you're like, yeah. What the fuck? I thought you were gonna say it's good or it's bad or it. Do you remember?
I don't remember. You used to buy the horse gum all the time. I remember that, but it's okay.
That's the part I was missing of the story. That's why I said, was there a reason you told me that? And then
we were talking about gum, you know.
It's like we're talking. I told you, like we're talking about fruit. You know, remember that fruit I told you about in New York? And then I go, yeah, and then you go. That's why I said, was there something else?
Kind of like the fruits we were just talking about is what I meant to end it with. Sorry. Whoops. Just a step there.
The way she tried to make me out to be terrible. And I'm like, you didn't finish your sentence.
I want you all to scrub through and rewatch that part where she said, what was the point of you telling me that?
Yeah, I said, was there a reason you shared that with me?
What was the point of you telling me that?
And then you go, that was so mean. And I'm like, you didn't even finish your sentence. You're like, well, I meant to say like that was also good. If you had said that, then I would have been like, oh, I don't remember that gum. Like, well, I'll take your word for it.
Remember it?
No.
Okay. Let's get started.
And on that note,
here we go. Wait, I saw someone talking about this gum on TikTok that was in that little jug. I never had that one. Did you?
No.
I always wanted it, but it looked too scary.
No, I don't even think I know what you're talking about. In a jug?
Mm-hmm. It was like a little mini jug. And I don't know if it was liquid or if it was like powder. I don't know what was in it. I never had one.
I've ever even heard of that. Maybe if I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys ready to go? Are y'all ready to get started?
I'm glad she shared that with me.
Okay.
Too.
All right. So we're doing a part 2 of the fan fiction episodes. These are kind of wild. Like this first one I'm about to read to you is kind of a lot, but I'm excited. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, this first one's from Jess, and she said, in middle school, I made this comic where Ash and Pikachu end up together called Pikachu. I used to stay up till 2 a.m. every night hand drawing and watercoloring the pages. I made it for my best friend's birthday, and it was 10 chapters. I knew it was good because I handed in the first page for our class, and I got an A because my teacher liked my word choice and imagery. It was basically about Pikachu being in love with Ash, but Ash didn't want to pay child support and didn't want to be a father while his friends pressured him to take responsibility.
Is Pikachu a girl?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
But she's also an animal.
Yeah. Yeah, that is also true.
Or a creature, I'm sorry. Please don't yell at me. I don't know.
She is an animal.
Aren't they animals?
I would assume. They're not humans, so what would you call them?
They're like horsies, right? Like they're animals.
She's a critter at best. But I thought Pikachu was a boy.
No, Pikachu's a girl.
I did not know that. Pikachu also doesn't speak English, correct?
Like, is Pikachu a boy or a girl? What is Google going to tell me?
I mean, within the confines of the gender binary, I didn't know what Pikachu
her species is a mouse Pokemon, in case you were wondering.
So critter, I was right.
And it says Ash's Pikachu is male. However, if you're asking about Pikachus in general, they exist as both male and female entities.
Okay.
By looking at the Pikachu, you can tell if it's a female in Nintendo games if there's a V-shaped notch at the end of their tail.
Okay. Well, I knew it. See, Pikachu's a boy. Well, that's why when they were describing...
Yeah, female Pikachu is called Picala.
Okay, well, the reason why I brought that up was because they said that Ash was going to be a dad. Yeah. And I was like, I thought Pikachu was a boy.
That's why Pikachu is like pregnant, or maybe it's Pikachu, like pregnant.
Oh. Well, maybe in this universe...
This one's a girl.
Yeah.
But still animal.
But a mouse, nonetheless.
She doesn't give me mouse energy.
Nah, she looks like a fox to me.
No, that's Eevee.
No, I know what an Eevee is. I'm just saying I would categorize her as a raccoon or a fox
rabbit or something. Yeah.
Before I categorize her as a mouse.
Yeah, it says mouse Pokemon National Pokedex.
Does the Pikachu speak English in your story? Or does it just say Pika Pika all the time?
Maybe Ash can communicate with her. Like she understands English, but she can't speak English.
So it's like Groot. Like you can talk to the Groot.
Yeah, there you go. You could talk to the Groot. Why'd you say it like that? Okay, should we move on to the next one?
That one's odd. And
I love that you made it for your friend's birthday. I was gonna say. I think that's really cute. I loved when kids would do shit like that in school. I thought it was so cool.
The context of what you were writing about, I don't know if I'd be thankful for that, but the handmade gift is very sweet.
Well, maybe her friend that's like lore that she wants to believe in, you know?
Yeah.
And the watercolored pictures, how pretty. I love that.
I know. I'm sure what it sounds like is you sound like a very talented artist. And I'm jealous. I can't draw for shit.
Okay, this next one's from Annalise. And she said, when I was in middle school, I had an obsession with Cameron Dallas. I played his episode app. Like they did a themed one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which then led to having an obsession with the Dolan twins because they also had one.
What? A different one?
But it's episodes. The only
but it's in episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the only reason I know that is because I remember one time Donovan was like downloading games on his phone, and I was like, "What is that?" And it was the Dolan Twins episodes. I was like, delete that. You don't need it. And I used to read specifically Grayson fanfics because I was a Grayson girl, and I also played the Dolan Twins episode as well.
Is that Grayson Chance, the singer?
Grayson the twin. Grayson Dolan. We're talking about the Dolan Twins. What's wrong with you?
I thought they were saying like another.
No, like she was a Grayson girl. Grayson or Ethan. Who is your bias? That's what she's saying.
I don't know their fucking names.
Oh, for our mom, Grayson and Ethan Dolan were twins that got famous on Vine, and Cameron Dallas was also famous from Vine.
I didn't know I didn't remember their names.
I'm gonna be vulnerable with you guys. I went through a Dolan Twins. But the difference between me and you is that you were 11 and in middle school, and I was like a 20-year-old. That's a lie. I was a 24-year-old woman.
The way you like stalked yourself.
Because you knew you were lying. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah.
Grayson Chance.
Is he the kid that sang Paparazzi on the piano? Dude, come on. He's a cutie. I like him on TikTok.
I know,
but
really I was funny. Just like, Grayson Chance? Like, I thought you were bringing up another.
No, I'm talking about...
I was not on that train, but I am holding space for you.
The Dolan twins like completely disappeared from the internet too.
Yeah. I do remember seeing stuff in the news about them struggling with the privacy part of being public.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing that kind of issue that they were struggling with, which is fair and natural.
Yeah.
But
especially because they got famous so young.
Yeah, and their like whole persona was like their whole lives and like documenting every single thing they do, and you know, it just gets heavy after a while, I'm sure. But yeah, I do remember seeing that stuff. So like obviously I knew who they were like as like a branding, but I didn't like ever watch their stuff. But I heard they were funny.
I thought they were really funny. Yeah. I think I found them because of the Sister Squad. This next one's from Hannah. And she said, I wrote multiple, in all caps, about Justin Bieber on this Facebook website called Quote TV. Quote V? I don't know what it says. But I think my most famous one was that the main girl was Mary and she was twins with Selena. And she switched places with Selena because Selena liked Mary's boyfriend and Mary liked Selena's. Also, I had one where you could be Justin's one less lonely girl and Selena was evil and tried to break you up. And then after Justin cheated because he was drunk, you get hit by a car, and then I never finished it. And I got comments saying, update, please.
That's the dream, isn't it? When people are like, update this, please. Update this, please. Yeah, why did we all made Selena the villain? I think that speaks to the arc of her portrayal in media, like how people were like making her seem.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that like as a preteen who's obsessed with a famous pop star boy, like you just like prey on the downfall of every bitch they come into contact with. Like you're just like, I hate that person. I hate this. I never really hated her though. I just would think like, well, I'm also pretty. That's what I would also think. You know what I mean? Like, even though I was like 13 when I went through like my prime Jonas Brother phase, I literally, I was never like, she's so gross. I was literally just like, well, I think I could get him.
If you just give me a chance.
Put me in a room with him. That story sounds really good. The one where you get hit by the car, especially being the one less lonely girl.
Yeah.
Like
what a
that
dream.
You know what's so funny is like that is a genius like marketing tool. You know what I mean? Even though the odds of them, they were most likely picking the girl prior and she was probably vetted heavily.
Yeah.
But the thought that it could potentially be you, that's a genius marketing tactic to like get you to buy tickets.
I wish we saw him in that era in concert. I do wish that.
I mean, I don't think I do.
Okay.
I just don't think I was missing out. But I think it would have been cool to have the story.
Yeah.
Like I wish I had gone like as a +1. Like if someone was like, hey, I have an extra ticket. Do you want to come with me? I do wish I'd gone to that. One tour that I wish I'd gone to as a child was the Best of Both Worlds one. I wish I had gone to that.
So badly.
I was older. Calling myself a child is loose, but like I was technically a child. I just wasn't like super, super young when that happened. How old were we? Like 10, 11?
For Best of Both Worlds?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you were, but I was definitely like 13, maybe 12. They're all a year older than me, so
that's true.
It's not embarrassing if I go.
No, not at all. I was just laughing because like 14 just seemed a lot older than what I thought. I think it's because I thought it came out a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one I wish I had gone to, for sure.
We did see Justin Bieber perform earlier this year.
Yes, we did, at a party.
And I told her he was so good, and she went, he was lip singing the whole time. And I was like, oh.
Is what it is.
It was still fun.
It was a good time.
I'll give you that.
Whatever.
Okay, this next one is from Rachel. This is literally the synopsis. Are you ready? Okay. She put, Harry Styles is looking for love. Louis Tomlinson is looking for a decent wage and to figure himself out. When they both end up in the Big Brother house, Louis must face his fears head on. How will Louis handle the tasks and the eliminations each week? And how the hell will he cope being locked in a house with a green-eyed boy and 8 other total strangers for 8 weeks? And she put, I had an obsession with One Direction and Big Brother since 2015. So when I found this fanfic, I literally thought my life was complete.
You're like, this is my end game.
This is me.
This is my end game.
I don't know anything about Big Brother.
Me either.
I kind of intend on keeping it that way.
I had no draw to that show at all.
Yeah.
Once I did find out what it was, I like wasn't like, I have to watch this. You know what I mean? What was I gonna say? Oh, I will say this. This is off topic, but not really.
Okay.
I saw that Trixie and Katya came out with a new Queens You Like to Watch, and they're watching Love is Blind season 3.
Okay. Oh, wait. Speaking of that, I finished it last night. I was hungover and I finished that season.
Oh, nice.
I have many thoughts. Go ahead.
But my point in saying that is that will be something that I do watch, and then I will tell people that I watched the show.
I'm not even, I can't even express to you how many times. I feel like we've made that a joke on here before.
We have.
You're like, I have seen that. And I go, just watching Trixie and Katya talk about it does not count as
No, I've told you, I've expressed to you that typically that's what I tell people if I have seen it.
I told her to watch the Queen's Gambit, which was really good. And she goes, I did watch it. And I go, watching it on Queens Like to Watch doesn't count as watching
You
it.
did not say that to me, and you had no idea that that's what I meant. I just have seen a lot of the clips, so I feel like I got the gist.
So you did watch the Queens Like to Watch, the new one?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I just saw it.
Oh, for Love is Blind?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Season 3.
This season, not only was it super messy,
yeah,
but they tackle a lot of really heavy hitting topics
really
that you would have thought they would have already discussed before they agreed to get married.
Interesting.
Do you want me to tell you?
Like political affiliations?
Yeah.
So like they didn't discuss that in the pods?
No.
Or like when they go on the vacay, they didn't discuss?
She discusses it with him on the vacation.
Oh, okay.
So it's abortion. That's like their big one.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I would never do that. And she goes, well, have you ever bought Plan B? And he goes, yeah, but that's like preventing it from getting that. She goes,
no.
That's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
That girl, Nancy, she's arguably like one of the smartest contestants they've had on the show, I think, ever.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed watching her. I felt really, really bad for her throughout the show.
Yeah.
But you feel really bad for a lot of the women throughout the show. So
yeah, I told Days, full disclosure, I've watched season 1.
Yeah.
I put my family on that show because my friend told me to watch it. She was like, it's so good. You have to watch it, dude. So I watched it. I told them to watch it so we could all laugh together. And then I fell off. Like, I'm not watching any more seasons unless your title is Great British Baking Show. I will not be tuning in. So
I saw someone tweet that said Love is Blind was literally created so Lauren and Cam could meet. Is that what their names are? Who are those?
The very first couple.
Everyone's favorite
The
couple.
only successful couple off that show. Yeah.
Well, that Amber and that Barrett or whatever his name. What was his name? Is that his name? Remember the girl? It's in the same season.
Oh, yeah. The white couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still together.
I know, but Cam and Lauren were everyone's faves from the jump, and everyone was rooting for them. But that whole season, like I watched that whole season, so I already know how the show works and everything. But I do theorize at this point, like in season 2 was that Shake dude, right? That nobody liked. And I only know about him because everybody was telling me to talk about him. And I'm like, I don't watch the show. So it's like, nah, you know what I mean?
He's just, yeah. So.
Well, then I also think it's reality TV. So a lot of times these people will do anything to stay relevant after the show airs. So like it could be a persona. I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying like sometimes I think they ham it up for television, and then me talking about it furthers their agenda, and I'm not going to do that. So
wait, okay. Can I tell you a funny part from the show, from this season?
Yeah.
So these are spoilers from Love is Blind season 3. So Nancy, she's stuck between Bartise, who Dom has made a video about him, which was pretty funny.
Someone literally told me Bartise is the worst person in the world. Someone on my last video, like not the one I just posted, but the one before, a lot of people were commenting, this guy's not the worst guy, the most hated guy on TikTok. The most hated guy on TikTok is Bartise. And I go, who the fuck is that?
So he's from obviously from season 3.
Okay.
So he's the one I posted on my Instagram story because I couldn't believe it, but he was the one where he was telling a really vulnerable story to Raven. She ends up getting out of the pods too. He's telling a really vulnerable story to her in the pods. And then while he's talking, she's doing jumping jacks and stretching and doing like knee lifts or whatever the fuck. Like she's like exercising while he's talking.
For what reason?
Because they had bonded over being active, like because she's a Pilates instructor and all stuff.
Okay.
She just seems like she just can't sit still.
Okay.
Like, and so she was doing jumping jacks, and then he goes, I like how I'm telling you this story. Like he tells the whole story. She goes, wow, that's crazy. And then it's funny because you kind of like, my perspective of her was like, she seemed kind of shallow, and I was like, oh, maybe she sucks. And then she ends up leaving with a guy or whatever, who ends up being really sweet and cute in the show. And you can see that it's like a wall she puts up when she doesn't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's a Capricorn. But anyways, he finishes the story and she's like, that's crazy. And he's like, I like her. I'm like, telling you the most vulnerable like story of my life, and you're like doing jumping jacks. And while she was doing them, she was like talking, and then he said that she stopped, and she's like, "You can hear me?" And then he went, "Yeah, I could hear you the whole time." And then she was like, "I'm so sorry. I can't sit still. Like I'm like itching to like exercise. I'm sorry." Like she was just saying, "I just don't feel good, so I'm trying to like move my body," because that's fine. Then the next time he comes in, well, she also had told him that she was a bottle girl, but the way she described it, him and I as the audience, we thought she was saying she was a stripper. So the next time he sees her, he had laid dollar bills all over her couch, because you can leave gifts for each other. And she's like, "What's this for?" He goes, "Oh, I thought it'd be like a funny joke, like because you work at like a club." And she goes, "Okay, well, I'll give this to the girls who dance. I don't dance." And then he was like, "Okay, I wanted to talk to you because I don't think this is working out."
What the fuck?
And so he picks Nancy. And so then Nancy, he's also 25. Nancy, I think, is 31.
Too old.
So
like he's too old to be acting that.
Not only is he too old, but then you just see how he reacts to things throughout the show, and you go, "You're 25. That's why you're acting like that."
I guess.
Like being a dickhead, like just immature.
Yeah.
And Nancy's very smart and like is really good at like kind of pointing that out to him, telling him like you're being childish or whatever.
Yeah.
But when she's about to, so he cuts things off with Raven, and then Raven goes, "Okay." He goes, "Like when I look for a woman, like I want someone who's gonna make me feel better about myself." And then she literally went, "Okay."
Call your mom.
And then she went, "Well, that's not me." So I'm glad you brought this up, because I wasn't feeling this connection either. And he was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
So then Raven ends up with SK, and there's a really cute couple. But Nancy's stuck between Bartice and this guy named, I think his name was Andrew. And so Andrew's super cringy. He's like, "Let's have like transcendental sex, and like I want to travel." And all he ever talked about was money.
Oh, is that the one that faked crying? Okay.
And I forgot he did that till I watched the reunion.
Okay.
Where he was sitting there all like, he looked like Squid.
Yeah. Don't compare my son to that guy.
I'm just saying, he's like, just stare. And he went, they're like, "How are you feeling?" And he goes, "Are we rolling?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
But he was saying it's because his eyes were hurting, but he kept doing it. It was so weird. Well, did you think they weren't going to leave all that in?
No, he probably knew they were going to leave it in, because then they leave it in and then people talk about it and it makes you a person outside of, especially, it's like literally people trying to stand out in the lineup of like 30
I thought
people.
that, and then they said in the reunion that they invited him to come, and he said no. And I think that's because they kept that whole part in where he was trying to make it look like he was crying. Anyways,
who knows?
The show's a mess. There's another guy on there that I think is really toxic, and I'm surprised more people aren't talking about him.
Yeah, I just think that as the show goes on, they got to keep it spicy. So I think they pick better, not better women. They pick the same caliber of women, like they're smart, they know what they want, that kind of stuff. And then they pick worse men.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
Yeah, like men who are emotionally stunted, who have internalized misogyny, like a bunch of shit that makes the dynamic more spicy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Okay, this is from Sophia. She said, "When I was in middle school, I was really big into Wattpad, and I would only read werewolf/mate fan fictions because I was obsessed with the Vampire Diaries. They're so corny and embarrassing, but I love them, and I read them every day for like 3 months."
Was it Vampire Diary like fan fiction, or was it like?
Yeah, but it's off the werewolf and mate thing. Is that from Vampire Diaries? I don't remember. I know there's werewolves.
They do have werewolves in there, but they're not.
How do they pick their mates? Do you remember?
They don't. They just like,
well,
they don't like, it's not like Twilight where they like imprint on people. They just like who they like.
Okay.
Essentially. But like, same thing with vampires. Like, it's the same shit.
They don't like imprint.
Vampire Diary fan fiction probably went so hard when that show was on.
Yeah.
I bet you it went so crazy. Like, so incredibly detailed and like and steamy. I bet you.
I kind of got like lesbian vibes from Bonnie, and I think she was in love with Elena, because there's no way anyone would ever put their life down like that for that many times.
That would be a great fan fiction if someone hasn't written it.
Don't you think?
I think so.
Because I'm like, why her? Who gives a fuck? You know?
Because they're like childhood best friends. Like they've grown up together. Bonnie, they did My Girl Bonnie so wrong in that show. Like they fucked her storyline. I'm glad they kept her alive till the very end, but like she just kept taking L's. I was like, if I were that girl, I would have called it a long time ago. I'd have been like, this friendship is not worth this. I'm so sorry.
I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Okay. This one's from Elise, and she said, okay, this is niche, but I was so deep in soccer, football, Tumblr, and fanfic from like 2007 to 2012. Please look up the Spain national team from 2010. I'll put a picture here. We thirsted over these bitches so hard. There was notoriously a famous fanfic called The Plane Ride Home. That's a POV of a female reporter, and she flies home from the World Cup with the team.
Spicy.
When I tell you I lived so deep in this delusion, she gets railed by half the team on the plane. It's so fucking funny. And
at the
cringe.
same time?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a rom-com. I didn't think it was going to be Bang Bros. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was going to be okay. I thought it was going to be like romantic.
I'm going to look up Spain national team.
Yeah, now I got to see these bitches. From 2010, she said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to see them. I have to see it for myself. Because you know how people like are super into Cristiano Ronaldo? I personally don't find him attractive.
I
but
really hope this isn't. Oh my God, dude.
Hold on. That's not real, is it?
It says it is.
No, those front ones look photoshopped.
I'm gonna look it up here.
Those front ones are
maybe that's what they look like now.
Those front ones are for sure photoshopped. The back row is not.
That's literally them.
How old are you? How old was this person who wrote that? How old were you when this happened is why I'm asking.
Hold on. Yeah, dude, I think that's it.
There's no way that's probably the real picture, but I just mean like those faces look so photoshopped in the front row.
I think
hold on. Let me see.
It is, because see, this is the same picture.
Okay, well that doesn't look photoshopped. The other one did. Let me see it. I can't see really.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you know. You know.
Do you think it was written in English or in España?
I don't know, actually. I bet you if it was written in Spanish, it was probably much more like sensual and romantic, because I feel like
I think this is it. Okay.
Spanish is such a sensual language. This is
I think the other picture was them older.
This is photoshopped again. No, it's Jason. These pictures
it's not Photoshop. It's literally not.
They look so much. You're probably right, but they just look so
they look
like
fake.
They look like deep fakes. The other picture was better because it's more like I feel like it's more
stop
accurate.
Yelling at me. This is it. You should have submitted photos with your submission queen. Yeah, look, this one has watermarks on it, and it's the same fucking picture.
Wait, let me see it again.
Go fuck yourself, dude. It's also the way they're like half sitting in the air.
Yeah, okay, this one looks more like for realsies.
Could you see yourself getting gangbanged by that on a plane? Ooh, that kind of rhymed.
That makes me sick.
You're gonna get a virus on my computer.
This is Alamy. It's like Getty.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Sports girl.
No, I only know that because when I'm looking for pictures of myself. Yeah, they don't. I mean, listen, Queen, I'm going to take your word for it. I'm hoping they just don't photograph very well. That's my hope. That's my hope for you. But beauty is subjective, so what do I care?
What do I care?
This is off topic again, but not really.
Again?
You sent me a TikTok. Okay, those voice effects on TikTok are so funny.
The SpongeBob one kills me.
Well, just all the... Did you see the one I sang? Which is like, whether you're popping your pussy for this country or on foreign soil, join the U.S. military. It's like a guy doing it, but he has like Dua Lipa songs back, so it sounds like an Old Navy commercial.
Wait, I haven't seen
But
that.
it's like an ad to join the military.
That's so funny.
But you sent me one last night that like literally made my it made my butthole go inside my body. But it was that scene from the kissing. Yeah, it's from the kissing booth. When she says that cringe ass thing.
The caption on it too said, I think this is, in my opinion, this is the cringiest movie scene of all time.
It's true.
That was also the second kissing booth, not the first one. The first one was really good.
Yeah, that was when he was in college. No, they were both terrible, but I feel like even the actors could attest to that.
There's 3 of them. So put some respect on my girl's name.
Wait, what was the third one?
Was where she doesn't want to tell her friend that she wants to go to a different college.
Oh, when the new guy comes in and she kisses that guy when they're dancing.
That's the second one.
What the fuck? Then there's only 2.
There's literally 3. I watched the third one when I was in New York on Zoom with you guys.
Dude, I'm not even kidding.
Do you want me to look up how many kissing booths movies there are?
Just refresh my the second love interest comes in the third one, bro.
No, he comes in the second one.
What? When they're taking
He's also in the third one though.
When they take the dance thing away?
Yeah, that's the second one.
What? What's the third one?
See, there's 3 of them. Okay. So we know what happens in the first one. Do I read you the synopsis of the kissing booth too?
The second one was when he goes to college?
The kissing booth lore. You have it all wrong.
Wait, the second one was when he goes to college and then they're starting to grow distance between them. And then she starts dancing. I thought the dancing was in the third one.
No. The dancing's in the second one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look. Elle shares a dance with Marco, almost kissing him, but stops upon hearing people gossiping about her. Oh, and then this one she finds out. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. He finds out that she was lying about where she wanted to go to college because she was thinking about going to Harvard.
See?
And then that's when he brings his British friend to Thanksgiving. Okay, and then it ends with her having to figure out where she's going to go to college.
Yeah. Okay.
So the dance competition's the third one?
Yes.
Okay. I think you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Or they lose the dance game. You're right. Let me see.
When they're going to take away their favorite
Will there be
game.
a kissing booth 4? Gosh, I hope so.
How much further could you take it? Like that storyline, you know what I mean? And doesn't she end up not going to either? She doesn't go to Berkeley. She doesn't go to...
Yeah, she ends up going to USC.
Yeah, she goes local.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they stay broken up or do they get back together?
No, remember she just sees him at the kissing booth like after she's graduated, but she also has short hair.
Yes, yes. Why did they do that?
Wait, was the dance one in the first one? Or no, that's the second one, huh?
No, the third one.
It doesn't talk about the dance competition in here.
It's starting to feel like the Mandela effect. You know what I mean?
Did we imagine the dance?
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Wait, I think we're thinking of a different movie.
No, dude, that's literally the kissing booth because her and her best friend, they play that game.
I know that.
And they hold the high score.
Yes.
And then they get beaten by Marco.
Yeah.
And then she needs people to fill the kissing booth and her hot boyfriend's gone. Yeah. So she tries to recruit him.
That's the second one. Yes, I saw that in there.
Yeah. Okay. No.
I just read that in there in the second one.
Their Wikipedia's wrong then. That happens in the third one.
True. Someone write the fan fiction that Drew's creating right now. For the kissing booth universe.
What happens in the third one?
It's like her friend, like they know they're going to different schools.
Okay.
And so the whole movie is them fighting. Like he wants to spend time with her, but she's like, I think busy doing stuff.
Yeah, and then the final straw is when she misses.
Yeah, to play with him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because they're going to take the game away.
Yes.
That's the third one.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I was just saying that. And you told me that was in the second one.
No, when she was recruiting that kid to be in the kissing booth, that's in the second one.
What?
Yeah, I just read it.
No, because she dances with him in the end. That has to be in the third one.
I guess we have to rewatch him. There's only one way to find out.
I feel like I'm going insane. Like I made it all up. Like
for some reason, I thought she competed in a dance competition.
She does. And her best friend hurts his ankle because she's making him practice so much. And then he's like, and then his girlfriend is like, you spend too much fucking time with that girl and this game. And then he's like, I'm gonna lose my girlfriend. And she's like, don't you care about saving the game? Yes. And then she's working his little fingers to the bone. Dancing, and then he falls off the machine, hurts his ankle. Then she has to ask Marco to help her because he has the other top score. Yeah. So then she has to ask him, and then her boyfriend gets jealous, and he flies home, and then they compete in the like competition, whatever.
Okay.
They compete in that thing, and then in the middle of the dance, they kiss. And her boyfriend flew there to surprise her, and he watches her fucking cheat on him.
That was the second one.
No, it wasn't.
It is. I'm looking at it right now.
Well, what does it say happens in the third one?
You want me to read this whole thing?
Well, just give me the cliff notes.
Okay, so she's trying to pick which college to go to. Her friend's parents are announcing they're going to sell the beach house.
Okay, yeah. What? Are we talking about the Samurai Twin Wedding?
Shut up.
It's the wrong saga.
Her friend shows Rachel, I think that's his girlfriend, how they're going to see each other on holidays while they're going to different colleges. Elle's still trying to figure out what to do. So then that's when she does the beach bucket list with her friend.
Yeah.
Noah's friend Chloe, whom Elle was once thought Noah was having an affair with, arrives at the beach house while Marco, who Elle kissed, gets a job in the area. That was a really weird sentence. During a day at the water park, Noah and Marco clash, prompting Noah to call Elle naive for not seeing Marco still has feelings for her. Tensions escalate when Elle has his own. Her dad gets a girlfriend. That's in the third one, not the second one. Noah makes up with Elle. Oh, that's when they have the 4th of July party where Marco fights with Noah and punches him. Marco Miss Ellie does it.
Did I just like not watch the third one?
Unaware that Noah saw her acceptance letter to Berkeley, Elle goes to find him at their spot, worried she's only going to Harvard for him. He breaks up with her. Heartbroken, she misses a bucket list with Lee to play DDR. Arguing, Lee tells her that he's never mad at her compared to Noah while she tells him to grow up and that all her decisions this summer have been about making everybody happy. Yeah, because remember, she's like working a lot because her dad needs money.
Yeah. And
so the mom tells her to pick a college where she wants to go.
I thought her mom died.
I know, I'm talking about the friend's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Molly Ringwald.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. That was in the second one.
So that's it? No, that's the second one?
No. I'm telling you.
Oh, the dance
you said. Jesus Christ. Dude.
Is in the second one.
Yeah. All right. Anyways.
My point in bringing that up.
The best kissing booth movie was the first one.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. The reason I brought that up was because
what was the point of all that? Is what I should have said to you.
That's not what I said. But that was essentially like fan fiction, that whole storyline.
Yeah, sure.
Which is proven by like those cringy scenes, like that one where she's like, I'm gonna climb you like a jungle gem.
I'm gonna use you as my personal jungle gem.
But the TikTok you sent me was like their voices were all nasally and high.
The SpongeBob one.
Yeah. Which makes it, and then someone commented like his laugh, they said it sounded like when you eat apples in Minecraft, like it was like like that.
I saw someone say this was the Nate Jacobs villain pipeline.
Yeah, he was like, after those movies I'm gonna play the most unlikable person on planet fucking Earth from now on.
It's so funny. Okay,
it's so crazy to think that he plays both characters. That's pretty nutty.
It's called Range.
Battle scars. Battle scars.
Okay. This next
one.
Yeah,
you want to talk about Range. Why don't you play that guy? He should play Jasper. Remake the movies and cast him.
Start it over.
Start over. Recast it.
Okay, this next one's from Keeks, and she said, it's not a fan favorite, but I remember I watched a fan fiction on YouTube in like the 5th grade, and you had to read the story on the video. It was about Troy and Gabriella from High School Musical, and Troy was cheating on Gabriella with Miley Cyrus. And now that I think about it, it was a pretty traumatic storyline for using Disney characters. I remember there was a part that Troy was putting hands on Miley, and she told Gabriella because she found Miley all beat up. I remember I only watched it once because I thought it was real, and I was so sad because I loved High School Musical. Oh, and then she put, P.S. My best friend surprised me with meet and greet tickets to your show because she knows I'm a big fan and I can't wait to meet you.
Oh, fun. We can't wait to meet you too. And that's a hilarious. That's not the abuse part, but like the fact that you watched it on YouTube. That's a hilarious situation.
Old timey, huh?
Yeah, I was like, how old are you? You're the same age as us, probably.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I ever watched fan fiction like that. Not to my knowledge.
I feel like I did with My Chemical Romance stuff, and that's way more embarrassing.
I think I would watch things where, you know how they make edits now, like where they're like, POV, he doesn't want you to go out because he's gonna miss you, like some shit like that. Like I think they used to make like really botched versions of those on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Now they're much more well made and believable, which is scary to think about.
Yeah, the way they edit.
Yeah, the way that would have fed my delusion so unhealthily when I was like at my like very peak fangirl.
Yeah. That
would have been really unhealthy for me.
I was going to say, have you ever read It Ends With Us? You know, everyone
like Colleen Hoover or whatever? No. But the reactions are polarizing.
Someone commented, I was probably on 1 or 2 videos ago. I think it had to be when we said we were going to do fanfictions next.
Yeah.
They said the most recent fanfiction I read was It Ends With Us. Dude. Well, I read it. And I literally thought I read the wrong book because it was so terrible.
Yeah. I almost don't want to read it because I don't want to make a choice.
The main girl, her name is Lily, right?
Yeah.
Her last name
Don't tell me, because what if I want to read it?
I'm not going to spoil. It's not a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
This is just, I was telling Melissa about this because it made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, her name is Lily Bloom. What do you think she does for a living?
She a florist?
Yep.
Got him.
Come on.
I pull off my face and I'm Colleen Hoover.
Come on.
Yeah, it's real on the nose. She should have worked in publishing. That's where all the bitches work.
In my opinion.
In fanfiction, they always work in publishing because they're pick-me's at the end of the day.
That book is not good, and I'm not afraid to say that.
I mean, neither are the 50 Shades books, and yet they have a huge audience too.
So I also read Ugly Love. That's another Colleen Hoover book. I like that one more. They're written like fan fictions. Like you can't, at least The Summer I Turned Pretty, there's substance in there. To All the Boys I Loved Before, they're good.
The Summer I Turned Pretty, the books are really good. They do kind of jump around a little bit, but I think that's just because there's so many characters.
Yeah.
But like I said, I stopped reading the third one because it started going away. I don't like, and I rebuke the ending. I rewrote it in my head. It did not end the way I know it's gonna end. So I made that comment once, I think, on my Instagram, and someone said, "Yeah, don't finish them," because I was mad too. And I was like, "There you go. You don't need to tell me twice."
Ending. Yeah.
Yeah, I go through real reading phases where like I'll read 7 books in like a week and then I'll never read again.
How many books have you read this year? Because my goal is to read 1 a month and I'm at like 4.
4. I've actually read 4.
So you count both the first and second Summer I Turned Pretty?
I count the third one too. I'm gonna count that bitch. And so then I read
3 of the 4 books you've read this year.
There's only 3.
I'd say 3 of the 4 books you have personally read this year are from that series?
Yep.
Okay, what's the 4th one?
It was one of those like self-help books. I forget the name of it, but I got it for Christmas and I read it in January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it one that I got you? I didn't buy you a book. I'm a liar.
You did actually buy me one book that was about thinking and how to change your mental state.
Oh, okay.
So actually those 2, I read yours.
No, I got you.
Oh no, you read
Christmas.
me. You actually got me a different book. That's a book about race.
Yeah, I got those in 2020 for December. Remember this past year we did Secret Santa? So I didn't get you a present this year.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I'm just saying I read that book early this year.
A self-help book.
I read that book early this year. And then I read another book.
So you're 1 ahead of me?
Yeah.
I have some catching up to do.
I mean, I read 3 of the 5.
Did you read the Evelyn Hugo?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay. Well,
it's in my bookshelf.
Give it back until you read it.
That makes no sense.
Okay. This next one, give it back until you're serious about reading it.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, this next one's from Katie. She said, I was literally 11 years old when I started writing Law and Order SVU fan fiction. Like, I'm surprised I wasn't flagged by the school counselors, but that fandom, their smut eats. I remember my first time reading Lemon Fix and hiding my iPod Touch with screenshots under the desk at school to read it.
Lemon?
Who's Lemon? I don't watch that show. Is that like a combination of names?
I would assume.
Do you want me to look it up? Lemon, SVU.
Well, her name's Olivia, and then Elliot.
Who's Lemon?
Is it like Elliot and Olivia? That's what I would guess. Then there's Finn, who's Ice-T.
There's someone named Liz Lemon.
No.
Wait, no, that's from 30 Rock. Is there? I just typed in Lemon. Do I have to put Law and Order?
Yeah, Law and Order SVU, because there's a Law and Order and there's a Law and Order SVU.
There's no Lemon on here.
Girl, what are you on? I want to say that's Olivia and Elliot because I feel like that's what people would have written. Because they were partners for like ever. And then they used to have this weird tension, but I never really perceived it as sexual tension. I saw it more as like brother and sister.
And then she put, I got in trouble because I got caught reading a fanfic where the SVU women were giving their boyfriends lap dances to the Pussycat Dolls song Buttons.
What the fuck? Literally what?
Pushing on my buttons.
All of the women? Like they were... What? Like in the music video? When they're doing in the music video? Do you remember the Buttons music video?
Yes, yeah.
Where they're like they're each giving like a lap dance to a dude.
Yeah. I wish that like
why Law and Order SVU? Like why that show?
At 11 too.
Don't get me wrong. I fuck heavy with that show. Like I love that show. To this day, I still watch that show. I do. What I appreciate about that show, other than the fact that they're like, I mean, it's like they're tackling topics that are very serious.
Yeah.
They also talk about like, especially in recent seasons, they tackle a lot of things that have happened recently.
Yeah.
So they talk about abuse in many different industries, like the film industry when they were like young and going back and getting people for that, or like sports, right? But then they also tackled the gray area stuff.
Did they talk about lap dances too?
No, because that's not illegal to give someone a lap dance. I mean, maybe it is against their will, I'm sure, but like, I just like, why Law and Order SVU? But that's why I fuck heavy with that show. I just don't know why you would want to read fan fiction about them in particular, I guess. But
dude, that's so funny.
I support you loving that show. I fuck heavy with that show. Maybe not what you were reading, but.
This last one's from Clarissa, and she put, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this. My sister and I were huge Jonas Brothers girls. I always used to read Jemmy fan fiction, which is Joe and Demi.
Oh, okay.
It was basically centered around Demi having deep feelings for Joe and him being the big player. All of his exes were in it, like Taylor Swift, Ashley Greene, and Camilla Bell. My sister always read Niley fan fiction, and of course, Selena Gomez was in it. We would read them for hours and hate when things didn't go the way we wanted to. See,
that's the shit I'm like, I'm not with fan fiction. You know what I mean? Like enemies to lovers arcs, like no smut, just the most like cookie cutter, like kissing and shit. Not that I don't like fuck with the smut. I'm just saying like those are like what I think of when I think of fan fiction. It's
super nostalgic.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like the Niley shit. Oh man.
Like we were gonna make one on MySpace, a fan fiction page, and I literally taught myself how to do web design so I could do the whole thing.
HTML code.
Yeah, and then as soon as we were about to upload it, I go, "What are we doing?" And Drew said, "I don't know, delete it."
That's called self-reflection. That's called a QA/QC process we have going on.
All the way, like weeks worth of work.
Yeah. And I had written the fanfic.
Yeah, and I was like, what are we doing?
What was funny was like my chapters were so long and wordy because I'm such a colorful writer that like we had to type it in physically. And I think in the midst of realizing that we had to type that in, we were like, what are we doing?
What is this?
Nothing quite makes you rethink your life choices than having to like transcribe a like 50,000 word fan fiction about people that you don't know and have never met.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. That'll do it right there.
Do you remember what it was called, her page? I thought it was like, don't want to fall asleep. What's that line from Can't Have You? Is that song? That's what it's called. Are you laughing because I'm wrong?
No, I'm laughing because you're right. And it makes me sick. And it is from Can't Have You.
Arguably one
and
of
it
the
was
best shows
and it was
songs.
like green. I remember green was the main color in the web.
Holy shit, dude. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
And we're gonna end it right there.
I hope that makes all of you feel better. Because it makes me feel worse.
Yeah, that girl was 11 writing smut about SVU, and we were 11 and 13 going, I want to kiss a boy.
We're two sides of the same coin.
No, I know. It just makes me laugh.
I just think it's hilarious that you picked Law and Order SVU of all the things. But like, it's kind of like that person who told us that they had a big crush on that chef.
Oh, what's his name? The white guy. That was a good one.
I keep thinking Gordon Ramsay, but it's not.
Or keep saying the name Billy.
No, it's one of the other ones.
Fancy white chef. Everyone's yelling it right now, I'm sure.
He has a cooking show where he like competes.
I typed in fancy white chef and
no, just put famous male chef.
Oh, okay. Don't wanna fall asleep. Bobby Flay.
Bobby Flay, that's who it is. And she said she would like kiss her TV screen when he came on. Like, that's how I feel. That shit makes me like laugh so hard because it's just so random.
I
like,
love stuff like that.
I always think like, what's the draw? Like, because obviously when you're as young as she was when she had a crush on Bobby Flay, your brain's not fully developed. So I'm just so curious what the draw is for like pre-pubescent brains when they like attach to people like that. Yeah. So it's the same thing with Law and Order SVU. Like, what about them drew you to them like at that adolescent age? You know what I'm saying?
It really makes you think.
Like, yeah, that really took a lot of my confidence when you brought that up.
Dude.
Took a blow at my self-esteem.
I wish I could remember what Jonas Brother picture I had on the thing.
It was I feel like I can see it in my head, but I can't really describe it.
Me either. That's how I feel too.
It was obviously the three of them, but I just remember the green color. There was a lot of like, it was almost like a seafoam green. Yeah.
Nice. What should we rename the podcast? All right, friends, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Two Idiot Girls. Another friendly reminder, we're going on tour soon and we want to see you guys.
Yes.
So you can buy tickets at twoidiotgirls.com. The link will always be in the description box of our episodes. If you like this episode and you want to listen to other audio versions, you can find them everywhere you can listen to podcasts, and you can watch the video version on our YouTube channel.
Woo!
We love you and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.